Okay, check. Sorry about that. Whoa. Let's do that later. Welcome to part 7 of Become a Pro Web Developer Now, where my mission is to immerse you immediately into the practices that will give you the nuts and bolts practical experience with troubleshooting and creating and building things. So I guess in this first part I am going to just chat about real quickly your foundations. Okay, so one of my favorite sites is Udemy. So I have a subscription to it, and if you want to become like a web developer, they've got these good boot camps. So yeah, there's another one. Yeah, these are really good content, and you know, when you're just learning, it's inevitable that you have to go through at least like a few of these courses. Now real quickly, we'll talk about like, you know, a lot of annoying people on the internet say, oh, stop taking tutorials and actually make something on your own, without, you know, making it clear that making stuff on your own can sometimes be intimidating. So when they say make stuff on your own, that's what I'm trying to teach you how to do, because I'm literally just making stuff. And you know, I'm not sitting you through this class like, and we learn one by one right together. No, I'm actually assuming that you know a lot of this already if you're an aspiring web dev, but you might not know much, or you might know actually quite a lot because you've studied and built your foundations. So yeah, if you're feeling like, whoa, this guy's moving way too fast, or like I don't get what he's doing, a lot of what you're doing is flying over my head, then you need foundations. And so this is one of my favorite sites. It's pretty cheap for an annual subscription. I used to buy the courses individually, then they came out with a subscription model, and it had a lot of good stuff in it. So I was like, okay, I'm happy with that. A site that I found fairly recently is Google's web.dev. It's sort of like MDN. You'll hear a lot about MDN because they're so good. They've been good for a long time. The references in particular are really good, but they have these guides, and these are going to be awesome for you. So, you know, just set aside time, you know, regularly, and just work through those things. Or you could use it as a reference, but you know, they've got these learning tracks that actually I should take this one. It's gonna give you a great foundation. All right, so YouTube is good too. I really like the Net Ninja. He's also on Udemy. I'd start with JavaScript, CSS, and HTML to start with, and vanilla JS. So you could actually even do that in here. Frameworks can come later, you know, once you mastered the basics. So Traversy's a pretty famous teacher. He does 20 web projects with vanilla JS, and so on and so on. Alright, so there's so many more courses out. Free Code Camp has a lot of great stuff here. Here we go. So you can go through all these guys, and you know, this even covers like back-end stuff, so that's pretty cool. Data viz. But since you're focusing on web dev, I do this one, and start off with one of these two, or both at the same time. Yeah, wow, they have a lot now. Okay, but we don't have time to learn Python. So yeah, hopefully that was helpful to y'all. I'm gonna jump this down here and try to watch my chat this time. Sorry about that. I should have set this up earlier. Click on YouTube Studio. Dashboard, I don't know. Bring another window up here. And we're gonna get started. So, yeah, I had a little readme .markdown notebook up here. So I was thinking about, yeah, animating, sorry about that what is it called? Smack. Using JSS and CSS to animate DOM elements. Okay, sure. Let's use JS and CSS. So, Control tilde will bring up this terminal, and we are gonna run dev. Spin up our V development server. We'll control click on this guy. Keep our console open. It's just a natural reaction. And yeah, here's our tremendously ugly page where we had a majestic chord sounding, and we can play and pause. So that's what we did last time, I think, right? The web audio API. Well, today I am going to try and recreate, let's stick with this audio API. Artistry page. What is this thing? Okay. So yeah. Let's do some Git stuff. So, you know, it is good to commit regularly. I'm gonna go ahead and open up another thing here and use my command line because I'm gonna add everything. So this command adds all files. The period means all files. Just because it's annoying. I don't know if there's probably a way to like select them all, but I don't know it, so I just go boom, 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 boom. That's too many files. So I should have saved earlier. This is like a massive save point, but the last thing I remember doing was add CFG chords. Alright. Sync changes. Pull 2 and push 1. Uh-oh. There are merge conflicts. Oh no, did I? Did somebody mess with me? Maybe I gave permissions to this thing. Okay. Sorry. Let's see. Just wanted to not show any sensitive info if there was any. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, I got this here. Yeah, it's just me. I'm not going insane. But why do I have merge errors? That's weird. Okay, well this is good. Okay, so when you have merge errors, there's two people trying to make changes to the same file. So you, let's see, green must be our current change, the way that we have it, but the incoming change from the server, from GitHub, GitHub, is saying this. So since this has more, it has this menu stuff, these anchor links. So I'll click resolve in merge editor, and I will hide this guy, and that's the one we want. accept this one. Okay, so it'll accept that one down here, and then we'll just hit complete merge. So the computer is not smart enough to know what we want. So it asks us, which one did you want? Incoming. Okay, it looks like we definitely want to keep all this stuff. So I don't know why. Let's see. Yeah, resolve and merge it. I always forget to click that. Yeah, so we definitely want this guy. Okay, so now you have not concluded your merge. Okay. I thought we just did. Merge branch. Come on, let me grab it. Okay, not sure what's going on here. Okay, I want to ask Copilot. You have not concluded your merge. Is that clear enough, Copilot? Git commit. Okay, we need a message. Main. Okay. I think that did something. Yeah. Okay, so that one is gone. Now we need to push these changes up to GitHub. Okay, looks like that somehow fixed it. I'm not even quite sure. I just separated, this command was the one, and I just did it separately, and then the twos were left, and I just hit bam, and it just worked, whatever. I mean, of course there's a logical reason why, but I don't really care, man. I'm just trying to get this stuff done. That's how you start acting when you're working, cause like you gotta move. The understanding will come, and it's not important that I understand that so much as I move on. All right. Although I did kind of see, it's just a quirk of this Visual Studio Code GUI. If you grew up without this VS Code cool GUI thingy, or like GitHub Desktop, which is their own. GitHub actually made a GUI editor for themselves, and some old school people will be like, "Oh, do everything on the command line. It's actually faster." It definitely is, closer to the metal, so you will gain a more granular, I guess you could say, understanding of Git if you use the command line a lot. But this is very convenient, so I try to do the best of both worlds, which is, I'll actually grok GitHub or Git tutorials, because I want to become really comfortable with doing advanced operations in this. But then I'll use this because it's very convenient. But when I needed to revert and do certain things, I had no idea what a lot of this stuff really did. So that's when the command line is very there's a lot of documentation for the commands here, whereas it's harder to find documentation for this stuff. But yeah, I'm just trying to mix them and emerge, more productive as a result. So yeah, that's just updating using source control. That was very difficult for some reason. Shouldn't usually be that difficult. Let's check yep, it's working. So everything's good. So what we're gonna do is jump into this page and okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a grid. I'm gonna do a grid of, let's start with 10 by 5. Okay. Alright, and I think I'm gonna try using CSS grid. So I'm gonna say okay, create in JavaScript the code to create a grid of 5 by 10 squares with a black border and green background color, just so we can see it. Alrighty then. So where's our CSS? Okay, we're just gonna do it quick and dirty up here. This is called, I think, inline styles, CSS styles. Good for prototyping. So we're just gonna give our little element a width of 20 pixels. No, I want it to be, okay, I want the squares and the grid to be responsive. So I shouldn't use pixels, right? Yeah. Relative units will scale up and down. Absolute units, I don't think they really do as well. Definitely not as well. EM is related. Rem is relative to the font size of the root element. Font size of the element. And for a grid of squares. CSS grid. Okay, so we'll have a container class. Oops, I'm in work mode. So we've got a display of grid, 10 columns, 1 fractional unit or whatever in length. Repeat it 10 times, okay, nice. Grid template rows, we've got 5 rows and each of them is the same proportion and size. And then we've got a grid gap of 10 pixels, but I want that to be okay, so 1 EM, okay, this is really good to know. 1 EM is equal to 16 pixels. So we should do 10 over 16. So 1 EM is 16 pixels. Okay. Thank you, Copilot. All right. Sounds like some homeboys outside or something. Okay. To convert 10 pixels to 0.625 EM. Okay. Let's just do it equivalent. I can do that math in my head. Haha. Alright, what about the square? Square. Oops. Oh. I'm still in my Mac mode. Now I have Windows now, so I gotta go Control V. Okay. So there's our green background for the square, and the 1 pixel solid black outline for the other border. And let's go ahead and peep at their JavaScript. So we are on Audio Web API. Sorry, web audio. Okay. All right. There's a lot of stuff here actually. So I think we can put this. Let's just put it at the top. So we're gonna get a reference to the container. So we'll use our Emmet. Hit tab. Thank you, Emmet. So that just uses shorthand to fill out this. It's like a code snippet. So very intelligent. Little assistant there. And what else do we do? Let's put this over here. Alright, so create a 5x10 grid. Now, what the heck? Oh. Because we specified the grid is 5x10, even though it looks like we're going from 0 to 50, that doesn't look right. But I think it just pushes all the elements into the right place. Well, that's pretty slick. So, the way I would usually do this is I would nest. So it would be a nested for loop. So it would be this. I think they're taking advantage of CSS Grid and how it's going to just push elements into the right spot. Well, let's see. Okay, so we created a div element for each square, and then we're going to go ahead and add the dot square class, which is going to make them green in the background and have a black border. And then we're going to go ahead and append the child, the square, the current square DOM element. Go ahead and attach it to container. So let's see if that worked. Cannot read properties of no. Oh shoot, that's the wrong thing. So that was not an ID, it's a class, so I'm just gonna go like this. This is just another way to get a DOM element. This is more modern, I think. Okay, but I don't think there's any real difference in terms of speed or performance. Okay, cool. Something. And yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's really cool actually. So the reason why these squares are so tiny is simply because they have nothing in them. So if there are no DOM elements, I guess, in them, it's a div, right? So that's why we gotta specify the height. Let's say, let's just say 1em, 16 pixels. All right, nice. Now I do want to see my container border, so I'll just add an outline. Now borders, they kind of move things, shift things a little. Outlines, I don't think they do that, so that's why I use an outline. As you can see, these guys are not centered, right? So center squares. Okay. Yeah, Copilot was smart enough to see my comment and realize what I wanted. I always forget what those are, but justify items is either vertical or horizontal, and align items does it the other one. So as you can see now, they're centered, right? Nice, very nice. Now the first point that I want to make is that if you had done each of these by hand, how many of these? These 50 squares, right? If you had done it in your template, your HTML, then it would have been so incredibly cluttered. Like crazy cluttered, right? That's not scalable, basically. So see, look, they're even saying something similar. Okay, well, what's my point? What is my point here? My point is that I want to make a piano. I'm trying to make a chord making machine. So there are 12 notes in the scale, the Western scale. So this should be sorry. Here. We want 12 rows of stuff. Okie dokie, and 12 rows. What about the width? I think we could do just, I don't know, just randomly thinking 20 rows. Okay, so 20 times 12 is 240. So I think we're going to do this. Let's check it out. Nice. Now, let's see here. That grid gap. Grid column gap. But I don't want that grid row gap to be much. Maybe something like that. Alright, so what I'm thinking is that this will be like C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A, B, oops, A sharp, what? C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B. Yeah, okay, I'm not insane. Alright, so the first thing that I want to do is turn some of these notes gray let's say we're the key of C. All the non-diatonic notes would be turned clearly a different color. So this is too light, dark. So we'll go like something like that. Ow. That's like some computer color. Okay. So yeah, this is okay. This is where things get kind of interesting because I need to get the coordinates of each of these squares, you know? They need identifiers. This is where it can get a little tricky. Specific. I hope CSS comes with the way. Complete guide to CSS grid. Okay. The element on which display grid is applied. The children of the grid. Here the item elements are grid items. Okay. Dividing lines. Yeah. Here's a grid cell. Determines the grid item's location within the grid. Oh, look at that. So grid columns start at 2, end at 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, end over there. Grid rows start row 1, 2, 3. So I have to know where that starts and stuff. So, but that's cool. You can create really, like cells and stuff within your grid. The grid is very graphic designy. Designers love grids because it just helps them organize stuff in a very pleasing manner. But that is not necessarily what I'm trying to do here. It is a problem for ChatGPT. That's just music speak for what I was saying. It's just the 12 notes in the chromatic scale. Okay, I think that was pretty clear. Let me be a good content creator and check my chat. I'm so bad at this. Shoot. Okay, I gotta take a course on like how to do this stuff. If you're chatting at me, I'm sorry. I'll try to up my game and have my chat window open on my little portable external monitor here. But let's plow on ahead. Let's see what did ChatGPT say. Okay, so still using grid. Yeah, so now they use the nested loop. Yeah, that's what I did for I did this freelance project, which gave me such a massive headache. But yeah, I did the same nesting thing to create a grid as well. And what you do is you just use these guys, I and J, to like tell you what row and what column. Okay, so this Mr. ChatGPT is saying row 1, column 1. Yeah. But I would say tone 1. Okay, but well done. Very good. Oops, I'm still in my Mac mode. Okay, oops. Alright. I wanted to call this, note, or tone, semitone, tone 1, okay. And then this will be called chord. Okay, so what is this? Tone square.id. Okay, that means I have to parse the ID. It's not horrible, but assign a unique ID to the square. Let me think here. I'd rather separate them just to be safe. So let's do this. Square dot class add tone. Okay, now we need these backticks so that we can say tone $. Okay, interpolate. That means you can put the JavaScript in this string literal, or this string. That's what these backticks are for. They're called template literals. Okay, so then we'll do chord so and so. Okay, it's gonna be just easier to separate these out, and I don't want to put it in the ID. We can just put it in the classes. All right. Yeah. Cool. So if we go back here and we click on elements and we click on this guy, we can see that this is chord 18, perfect, and this is tone 1. Oh no. We want to do it backwards. I want 1 to be down there. So I'm gonna be lazy. I could do this, but it's so easy. Just Ask the master. Oh, okay, yeah. Cool. It's actually gone a lot better too, because I can just see it knows my context a lot better than it used to. Okay. It should have refreshed already, but just in case. And tone 4, 3, 2, 1, perfect. All right, so actually we're already starting to prototype a chord playback making machine. So what we want to do is attach notes to each of these guys. So you know what? Let's just make a generate a tone. Okay, and that we could actually start. I think we can use this library. This is too specialized. Tone JS. Okay, let's just take a quick look at that. So it's built on the web audio framework, so it's going to give us cool tools that we couldn't really build ourselves, right? We don't have that time. So it offers common DAW features, like a global transport for syncing and scheduling. Okay. That's what I'm really interested in. Pre-built synths and effects. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab this. Stable version is great. npm install tone, easy as that. Okay. Hide this. And npm install tone. Now we don't do the -d because tone is going to be used while the app is running on the client, right, in the web browser. If it's a developer tool, then it would be in here with Vite. So Vite goes away when we build our website, but tone is built into the website, distributable or whatever you call it. All right, so we've got tone, awesome. Import star as tone. Okie dokie. So here we go. So it's in our node module, so all we have to do is import everything from the tone module, node module as tone. So when we type something like tone, we have access to all these incredible riches. Got a filter, synth oscillator. That looks like an absolute value math function. Add. I guess it's sound though, huh? For sound waves. And envelope, analyzer. Great for visualizing what's happening. Audio to gauge that volume. Panning, wah is like a wah-wah on a guitar. Guitar pedal. Bass context, I don't know what that is. Biquad. That's another type of filter. Bit crusher. It's like memory. Chebyshev. Chorus. Compressor. These are all familiar sounding. So we get all this, and wow, look at all this stuff, man, that we can use. Thank you, Tone. That's the beauty of open source. It's free. And it's high quality. And if you want, you can actually improve it. You know, you can file bug reports and, you know, maybe contribute to the, make pull requests. Pull requests are when you say, hey, I fixed something, here's a code to patch it. Will you review it? So that's how open source is like amazing. Here we go. Trigger attack starts the node. Trigger release. Okay. Synth equals new tone dot synth to destination. That sounds like the web audio context, doesn't it? Or API. Const now equals tone dot now. Trigger immediately. Synth trigger attack now. Something to do with timing, obviously, right? Wait a second. Now plus one. Oh yeah, okay, gives you a little reference point. Huh, that's cool. Alright, let's grab that. If I can manage it. Alright, let's go. Oops, let's go. Bam. Okay, so it should just trigger something. We go to the web page. I block it though, right? Yeah. Okay, let's make it connect to the play button. Or I'll just quickly make a second play button. Oops, there we go. Oh, there it was. Okay, so ID equals okay, that's kind of annoying, isn't it? Play tone. Let's get a quick handle to it. Thank you. Stop it. And where's that button? So tone button. Add event listener, click. Okay. Okay, so there's our tone. I just put that code in here as tone button handler. It's handling that. Click on tone button. So now we have control over that. Of course, that's working as usual. But now C4, okay. Is this gonna work? Nice. Just that tone sucks. It's just awful. Therefore, we are gonna figure out polysynth. Hey. You can also load a sample and play that back. Tone.player is one way to load and playback an audio file. Okay. Tone.loaded, then player.start. Okay, so player.start. Multiple samples can also be combined into. Oh wow. If you have only every third note on a piano sample, you could turn it into a full piano sample. Not that I've ever heard of that, but yeah. I don't know when you need that. Effects in the above examples of sources. Routed through some effects. Okay, cool. Distortion. Tone oscillator. Huh. I'm gonna cheap out and just play the samples. Here we go. So if I go to let's say okay, this doesn't look that easy to get actually, dang it. Okay, for the sake of prototyping, I'm gonna put aside my distaste for that noise and C4, C1, A4. So I guess key of C major. Let's just do that for ease. And I'm gonna cheat and use ChatGPT again. Okay, now I would like you to B5, right? Yeah, not B4. Okay. C4, C sharp, up to B5. Okay, let's see if they can do that. That's weird. I wonder why they. That does not look right. So where is? Oh, okay, here we go. We add a quick listen to every button if tone.context.state. What? Oh, okay. Play the note. Since trigger attack release notes. I -1. C sharp. Oh, that's kind of backwards. What's this? 8N? That's something to do with the tone API, right? The synth. I have no idea what that parameter is. Append the square to the container. Okay. Okay, I think this looks pretty good. This, right? Bam. Okay, we already have that. And I believe this should be C4. C4. I don't know, maybe my numbering system is just incorrect, but I feel like that should be the B5? C4, I have a piano right here. C4, B4, A4, G3. So C, D, E, F, G, A, B. I think then this might be right. Okay, we'll just give it a shot. What happened? Okay. Let's give it a shot. Synth is not defined. Okay. Oh, that is completely off. Okay. I'm just going to do a real quick test. Okay. So yeah, GitHub Copilot wasn't the smartest, but hey, not bad. Definitely got me there a lot faster than I would have otherwise. Alright, let's just see where this goes wrong. Sorry about that. Okay. That was weird. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, let's make it a 16th note. TypeScript. Let me just make sure you guys can hear this. Because if you can, it would be really frustrating. Oh, sorry. Damn, it's in the red. Sorry about that. That was really loud for you guys. So you went around here. Ah, what? Why is that one? Whoa. Why are they different? Okay. Now I'm gonna mute you guys so that I can see the error message. Oh, I'm so stupid. It should be like D4, I just did D. Sometimes you make the stupidest mistakes. Alright, now how do I like sort of bring that tone down? Okay. Well, I guess, I mean, I should really provide a little toolbar up here, like volume, you know? Let's ask ChatGPT. Let's go, ChatGPT. Okay, that's the HTML. And let's just put it up here. Bam. And let's go ahead and grab this. Just put it at the bottom. So it's ID of volume, huh? Yep. Range, volume, min, 0, max 100, value at 50. Input event. Okay, listen for the input event on the volume slider. What is this thing again? Type range. It's an input element of type range. Okay, so that's the slider. Web slider. Const volume equals event.target.value. So that's the slider's value divided by 100 to range of -60 to 0 for decibels. Okay, whatever. Set the volume. Uh-oh. Master is deprecated. Tone out main. Oh, toned out destination. Hey, thought I was right. Thought I was being slick. Alright, let's see if that worked. Sweet. So, the last thing I'm going to do is just show you how to arrange these. Let's pretend we have a cool interface up top, like a menu bar in a real app. So let's go ahead and let's just call this a header, just because it seems like a header. And we'll go ahead and grab that header, make a display flex, that's what we want. That looks good. I'm gonna comment these out so we can see what they actually do. I do want space between. I want to group these two buttons on the left. So I'm going to split them off into their own little div. Because display flex, this is a display flex now, this element is going to look at direct children. So there's one div. Oh, we got to do this. Because this thing is a 2-item combo, so let's just throw it in a div. And so we're separating those guys. Yeah, awesome. Okay, let's give the header, sure, why not? Oops. Let's see what these guys do. Don't think we need this one. So I always like to understand what's going on. That's why. See how that didn't do anything, right? I'm just going to delete that. Keeps your life simpler when you minimize stuff like that. So we've got a little bit of space there. It doesn't look quite as awful as it used to. I'm going to leave that red. This is just for debugging purposes. But now we have a working. Oh, where is it? Uh-oh. This doesn't seem to be. Yeah. I think there's a logarithmic scale involved, so that's why this thing is so non-linear. And I was noticing it, I didn't like it. See, you can't even hear it. You can faintly hear it. it's kind of like light. It's not awful though. Okay, so let's leave that as a to do. That definitely is not urgent. The next steps that I'm gonna see, it's so quiet. Nice. Is I'm gonna make the non-diatonic notes. So we're gonna have a major scale, so it's gonna be like 1 root. And those other notes are gonna be grayed out. So that's gonna aid us when we're making chords. So, you know, this, I'm gonna allow you to select it. Then when you click over here, this is the third. I'm sorry. That's the third. That's a major chord, right? Boom, boom. Oops. Okay. So you can select the notes, then you'll be able to audition it down here. And I'm going to put these all on keyboard shortcuts so it's really easy to do. So like this would be 1, literally on the keyboard. Number 1, you just press 1. This is the third, right? Let's see. This is this major second. That's the major third. So you would just press 3. And then the fifth, you press 5. And just by pressing 1 through 5, you have your, you know, root major chord. And then, so then you can pick a new chord over here, and then you can hear how they sound and how they transition from one to the next. Now obviously, I'm going to have to find a way to play these chords in a musical way, because just this tone sucks. But hey, we made progress. We got 20 potential chords over here. We're gonna work on, you know, making the chords sound good. And I'm actually gonna, think I'm gonna have 3 rows here. So it's gonna be 36 high. Because with a lot of chords, I want to have a bass region down here, and then I want to have a sort of high region up here, because a chord, when it's down at the bottom, that becomes the bass note, and that sort of gives the foundational ground of the note. And then up here, let's say this is a middle one and a ground, or I'm sorry, like a bass area, middle, and this is like, I guess, more soprano. So this is where the melody happens, and then you kind of support it with a chordal structure here, and that's how you get musical chord progressions. Yeah, so, you know, we're just diving into this. I didn't diagram this out. I had it in my head, and I had actually made this before for a client project that I was working on, so that's why, how it all came together. But what's really cool, you guys, just to wrap it up, is that we added a library, Tone.js. Awesome, using npm, thank you, open source. Added it to our node modules folder. Where's our node modules folder? Right here. There's Tone. Okay. So that's the cool thing about npm, is that you know, we have the power to draw on, like, download any of the libraries available on there. Then there are world-class libraries. That's the beauty of open source. Actually, Blender's a 3D program. It's built in Python. So yeah, you wouldn't use npm for this. It's a different sort of tool chain, I guess you could call it. But that's about it for this. I won't blabber on anymore because the most essential stuff is done. Now what I'd like to encourage you to do is, and let's go ahead and push this up. So I'm going to do just git add everything. Pretty sure I like it all. Add tone JS library and sketch out chord. What would you call it? Chord diagrams. Sketch out chord template. Whatever. Sync the changes. It pushes it up to GitHub. And if you want, you can actually go here to my account, Danny-Devs, capital DD. Become a web dev now. Code. Copy this guy. Open up your favorite command line interface. Navigate to a suitable folder. Git clone, paste, bam, hit enter, and you too will be exactly where I am at, which is at this stage of existence. And I guess we can just quickly take some notes here. So I was gonna create a guitar fretboard, but now we're making a chord progression. I like that chord sequencer. Okay, next steps. We need to add keyboard shortcuts and then add should I do it at the top? Yeah, maybe at the top. And any quick last ones before I'm out? So I want to improve the tone sound. I actually have a guitar, so I might sample, you know, because I have a sampler. I got it all, just waiting to be used. Okay, so with that, you guys, I'm out. I'll see you in part 8. Oh, I always forget this, but if you found this valuable, please do give me a like and subscribe so that I can keep making content like this for you. And as always, I try to really serve your needs and not indulge my own. So if you have any comments, constructive feedback and such, please do leave it down in the comments section below, and I will try to get to it and improve with every iteration of this live stream. And thank you for joining me on this fascinating journey into making a chord progression sequencer and auditioner app. Hope you had a lot of fun, and I'll see you